All right, so you're done with your unit. You need to get it packed up and ready for transport. This is the steps we take to get it ready for transport. So first we're gonna open the enclosure here that encapsulates our controls for the engine. We want to turn the engine in the on position, let it start. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to bring this bag house down. So while the engine's warming up, we're going to go around. We're going to remove the safety struts as we spoke about in the startup procedures. We're going to remove this one. Then we're going to remove the second one as well. And to remove it, you're just going to remove the safety pin, pull the locking pin out, and then pull the wedge out, and then just reassemble it as such, and then put it back in your toolbox for safekeeping. Once your safety pins are released, you're going to notice that there's a hopper connection hose here. So this hose connects from the safety filter up to the top of the vacuum tank. You'll notice that there's a brace here, right here on the frame. You always want to make sure that when you're stowing the vacuum tank in the fixed position or the stow position, that hose is on this side or closest to the engine of that brace or that X brace. That'll keep it from kinking, it'll keep it from bouncing around, and it makes for safe transport and safe stowage of the unit. You want to have two people for this evolution. You want to have an operator and then a spotter or a guide. So your operator is going to use this first hydraulic lever here to drop down the tank. And the easiest way to do that is to push it forward, and that'll slowly drop the tank down. And if you have any questions on which way you need to operate these levers, there's an indicator sticker here that tells you which way to operate those levers for whatever you're trying to accomplish. So as your operator is dropping this tank down, you want to have your spotter and guide here as well. So if you see here on the trailer frame, we have that bracket right there, that's called the latch. And then mounted or welded to the tank is called the hopper latch. So what you want is exactly what you see. You want to put it back in that stowed position. So that pole that goes down, you want to make sure it's between the two brackets. And then also that 45-degree cut, you want to make sure it's cupping or hugging the top of the frame rail here on this L-beam. What that's going to do is going to lock it in place and make sure that when it's being transported down the road that the hopper is secured in the fixed position and not bouncing around. Safety note while doing this, never put your arm between any of the pinch points here. You'll see, you have safety decals indicating that. We have different decals here as well stating that, but just never put your arms between things like that. You always want to guide from the outside in, so if you need to, you can push on this. Then this cone swivels as well, so you can rotate the cone using this, and you can move it side to side to help get things lined up. But you never want to reach in or be under the hopper while it's moving in the upward or downward position. Once we got the hopper secured, we're going to disconnect our vacuum hose, get that stowed away. So we got the hopper in the down and fixed and stowed position. The next thing we want to do is we want to get these outriggers retracted and pulled back in. So we're going to do that by using this first lever here on the right side. So we're going to pull this lever out until you see that the front of the jack is all the way down, and then also relieves the tension off of these safety pins. So once the tension's off the pins, you want to pull the jacks up in the stowed position, put the safety pin in while it's in the stowed position for the front. Then once that's done, you're going to lower the tongue of the trailer again. And you're going to lower it almost all the way down to the ground until you see that the tension is off of the rear outriggers. That way it gives it accessibility and mobility to reset these outriggers in the stowed position. Once the tongue of the trailer's down, what you're going to do is you're going to pull the safety pin here. You're going to retract this pin or this outrigger all the way up, and then you're going to pull this pin here and slide that outrigger all the way in. And then once all the holes lined up, you put your safety pins back in, and then your unit's going to be ready for transport.